So this morning we're doing some pruning and hedge cutting, and in particular we're going to start off with some buxus, simple iron or box hedging. As you can see, there's a lot of growth beginning to come on this box, and we need to get it back into shape so that it will not start to encroach on the roses here on the other side, and that it won't lose its shape. And after we've that done, we'll start to give it a bit of a feed as well also. So we have a few different tools that we can use, okay, for hedge cutting. We have our handheld hedge cutters here, okay, which we will be using later on our beach hedging. We also have our pole trimmer, alright, if we get into those higher to reach areas, okay, and we have our hand shears, which I prefer to use on the likes of our buxus. Box is a very fine hedge, and it responds better to very clean cuts, and the hedge will come back from a clean cut much quicker than it might come back from something like with a hedge cutter, which can be that bit rougher on it. Okay, so at a minimum, I like to use hand shears on this, hand hedge clippers, and even the shears as well in some cases. So what we're looking for when we're doing this hedge, we're looking for, first and foremost, an A shape, like a capital A. So we want a pyramid shape or an A shape, so we want it wider on the base and thinner on top. And then we'll cut off and we'll have a flat top. The reason being, we want sunlight to get right down to the bottom, so we don't have what we call a leg, which is like not too bad there, but a leg is a bit of an area at the bottom of the hedge where there's a gap. So that's best avoided by, if you have that nice little A shape, it'll allow the sunlight to penetrate the whole way down. Okay? Other things, feeding is important from here on in for your box. Getting the appropriate feed, we'll do something on that later on. And also prevention, the big thing that you need to keep an eye out for with box is your box blight. So we might take a look at that when we're also looking at a feeding program for how we cope with box blight. So with the hand shears, on this I don't use a hand shears, okay. Generally for taking the hedge back, like I said, we're looking for wider on the top, wider on the bottom, or on the top, alright. So using your hand shears, working down the way, having it at a tilt, and working it just back into as far. I'm trying to work it back into the older growth, which is, you don't want to go into wood, so we're just going back to the dark green leaves, okay? Once we get established, I like to use the blade either going straight down, getting the shape on it, at a nice angle, okay, it's coming out alright. And once you have the side of the hedge dressed, you can then tackle the top. Now you may see in the video there, you may see some white dust. That's actually aphid scales, so we're getting a bit of an aphid issue coming in here, which we'll need to address. And once that, we're going to square it off on top. Generally working to the lowest point so that you can level it up on the hedge. And make sure to take off all the clippings, which can add to a bit of box blight. And I'm going to keep working away at that for a while. Okay.